Hi guys, hi YouTubers, hi fellas. Hey guys, so in this video I am going to be doing webinar ACS 02. In webinar ACS 02 we are going to be talking about a couple of the products that we offer in the mid to large enterprise, services, solutions, both software and hardware. So let's first of all talk about a network. What is needed for the network? So for starters, you're going to need internet to a business. What type of internet? Connectivity. That could be hardwired, so Ethernet RJ45, or wireless, 802.110. Could be using Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6. The best personal way is having everything hardwired into a premise, but we understand that businesses often use Wi-Fi service as well, especially when you've got guests coming on site. They can log into a captive portal to put their email address and passwords. That gives up free internet. Or maybe the CEO needs to get to the management network and then he can access all the internal shares. So for that type of service, we would recommend them 24/7. They would offer a direct line to the premise, or we could even offer Virgin Media. Of course, you'll need to be supplied with your own services after that, so you'll need your own access points. And for that, we recommend Ariba. Ariba are owned by Hewlett Enterprise, and they supply and make absolutely fantastic network solutions, from switches to access points to PoE switches, and they are best in class at absolute cyber services. Across all the organisations that we own, we only provide the best products and services, products that we've tested, products that we've used. Otherwise, we do not roll them out, because we believe it is unfair to give it to a customer who may not work. That shows unprofessionalism, and that's incorrect. So once that is set up in the network, you'll be then looking at other parts of the network. So servers, desktops, laptops, a couple of smartboards maybe. So for that, we'd be looking at Hewlett Packard Enterprise Servers, industry standard. They offer great connectivity. Their range of servers can have blade, rack servers, desktop type tower servers. Now, each brand has their own different advantages and disadvantages. But usually in a business, there are racks of servers. So for this, we would recommend a rack server. That's a name. A name would usually be a ProLiant usually. At our company headquarters and servers, we use HP LD360 Gen 10s. On top of that, you have fantastic ILO management. ILO 5 is the latest technology, connectivity, remote management. HP can then connect to the network, get logs off a server, fantastic remote support as well, for other reasons why you would go for a fantastic brand. Sometimes a warranty you can have same day or next business day. So going back to talking about the service, just have to talk about the warranties and a couple of advantages. They can be fully customizable to your requirements and be shipped next business day. Next, let's talk about desktops and laptops. They can either be bought brand new. With one of our clients, we personally recommend HP again, fantastic brand, warranty and service again. Or reconditioned, because a lot of companies now are going for second-hand machines because they see more value from them than a brand new machine. Because I was reading the other day, 54-55% of new machines go wrong in the first year, whereas second-hand machines are actually lasting a lot longer in tests. But of course, both new and second hand. Everyone has, their own preference, but we can facilitate whatever needs they are. We just personally recommend HPE as well as HP desktops and laptops. But if you have another brand like Dell and Dell servers, we were more than happy to facilitate that. Even IBM servers or anything like that. Lenovo laptops. Going back to smartboards, just two we recommend. This is both perfect for education as well as the corporate sector. That's Promethean and Smart Technologies. But I would personally recommend Smart Technologies because the only issue that I've ever noticed with the Promethean smartboard is that when the pen runs out, you are constantly having to reinstall drivers. They may have found a fix since that last time, but as of yet, I'm unaware of one. Not that I'm trying to give a bad review or anything, that's just my personal opinion. So, throwing a couple of smartboards in the classroom, then we can sort out chairs, tables, pens, pencils for a school, for our educational company. Then I guess on that, you need old-fashioned whiteboards, you can put the answers up. Then you're going to need the infrastructure. So how would the computers get to serve? Would it be a switch? Would it be a bridge? We have a dedicated team that will come to your site to assess everything that needs to be done. I'm just talking a brief basic overview that you'll need software, hardware. Our team will come to your site. They will understand your needs, your goals. We will go from room to room, understanding the end goal. Then we will draw plans of what needs to be done, equipment and everything. We will then send that to yourself in a range of formats. That could be an Excel document, say room 1, room 2, could be a PDF. We will then get, once we have had the payment, we will then facilitate the equipment for next business day. If we are unable to get next business day, say part of the order, we'll let you notify you when. Because some of the vendors, partners that we work with, they have a cut-off time for delivery. For example, 4:30 for 5 PM cut-off delivery time. When you build such a strong relationship with these vendors, it's fantastic because it unlocks key potentials of other areas. And what I've learned is when I've set up all these companies and working with fantastic teams, is that it's not what you know, it's always who you know. And when I first started the educational side of the company, it was finding contacts and building relationships up. Because when you start a new sector, it's always, right, how's this going to be done? But the bigger you grow, the bigger success you become. But sometimes the bigger you are, the more you're going to fail. And this is why I always plan ahead, and I like doing these webinars and talking about the products and the features, who we onboard, why we've onboarded them, products, features, why we work, some of the capabilities that we can bring, some of the features that we can bring, so why you come to us rather than somebody else. Because I believe that sometimes some old-fashioned webinars are the best way forward. And when I do these webinars, I'm looking at the statistics. The first couple of webinars, it was up to 1,000 people attended virtually, and since then it's hit hot fire. So moving forward, as I say, I'm going to make these into a webinar series, and hopefully it's a huge hit. Well, not to divulge, just that's the case. So we've got the client's needs. Over the next couple of days, you'll have a set delivery deliveries on just next day, and our team will be on site to set up the rooms, put the chairs in, tables, clean everything. We can even have our own dedicated IT team to offer you services and to set the machines up, configure the network for you, meet your needs. Helping out your IT team rather than allowing them to build a brand new network from scratch, which could take days and hours. We've been doing this for years, so we understand what needs to be done, how it will need to be tested, set up, configured. And of course, we understand that every network is not the same. Every network could be different. For example, skills. Skills have got different trusts. Right? Some councils have a strange policy where you have to run 2 versions behind because apparently it's more secure. But it actually, in hindsight, it isn't. And then other councils could say, run the latest, it's fine. So this is why we understand that every need is different. But the outcome is the same. And the outcome is always to be the best, providing the best service, best price, best quality. Because sometimes cheapest isn't always best. And sometimes when you compromise on price, then sometimes things could be too good to be true. Recently when I did an audit of customer site, we looked into them and we saw that the usage of one of their licenses, it was too much. They was unaware of that. And we just said, look, you've been using these licenses more, what do you recommend? And then that is where we implemented actually another solution which assisted them with network management, control, and IT asset management. And that is another way that we've opened doors. See, every network, of course, has its backbone, which is network connectivity in the server. But it's about how it's configured, the solutions it has, what each solution does, the end goal of that solution. In the previous video, when I was talking about a school, and I was talking about, the environment, like if a child got bullied, the pros, the cons, the reasons why schools could have a mix of solutions or one set of solutions. And it's all because it needs to come together like that, tight. Because as soon as say one thing is missing, that could break the chain and something catastrophic could happen. When I was working at a customer site once, the web filter would stop working, and this team could access inappropriate material. And it was extremely sensitive for the work that he was doing. And I went on site and I realised that one of the policies that was set up had been changed without permission. And this is why we also offer auditing of networks, software solutions, an overhaul, and a checkup every 6 to 12 months. Because we understand that things can change, times can change. You could get rid of some software solutions and new it. Just like we're in the process now, removing a lot of partners I didn't know. At the time, we think that solution could be good, but looking back, or as times move on, there's better solutions and better teams, better needs. What COVID has taught us is that work from home is the new normal. Look how quick companies such as myself and other companies have had to work to put steps in place to make sure that that is facilitated in a correct, safe, secure manner, in a way that when person A could be working from home at sales, they have access to their department, their records, and say his area, whereas a manager may have access to sales reports and staff. It could be annual review with staff. So we understand that accounts could be configured differently as well. And especially when work from home was the new normal, companies had to expand that quite rapidly. I know that when we was offering it as a service, we was backed up by at least 5 months. And what surprised is the astronomical growth. And a lot of the companies that we offer services for now, it is a case of work from home. And you only need to go in when they need to. And when we do the reports, we do go on site, we do check everything, and we've noticed that the machines that they do have on site are getting a long life because they're not being used. But of course, there may be some teams that would have to go in, for example, they may not be able to access certain reports over from a home network. Yes, it may be safe and secure, but say, for example, financial documents got leaked, then okay, that does open a bigger can of worms. But when you have the correct software, the correct monitoring, the correct solutions, the correct web filtering, the correct policies in place, then as a whole picture, you are more protected from tomorrow attacks today. And that is the end goal of absolute cyber services, to defeat tomorrow's attacks today. Oops. Please spell part through the video.
Hello?
Sorry about that. That was a bunch of Indian scammers claiming to be from BT, where I recorded them the other day, and I basically wasted his time for 30 minutes, and they told me to go to hell, which was very unprofessional, but it's an IT company. I believe that 5 or 10 minutes of their time wasted is protecting the victim. But going back to the discussion in the webinar, so I was saying that about the different solutions and working from home, especially how it has evolved. And I was saying about that the machines are on site and the health of them has gone longevity because people are working from home. And a lot of companies were thinking about moving back to work, but when they've done polls and reviews, they've looked into it and they've realised that it's better for the staff if they do work from home because they are getting a lot more done. But you would think when staff are working from home that there'd be distractions, but actually, when IT companies can put monitoring software on their laptops, or you can see exactly what they're doing. For example, Monica could be on Word, Dave could be on the internal sales website or doing outbound calls. Tim could be hosting a webinar to a customer or showcasing a solution. And there could be Dave that is doing reports, how his sales team is doing, looking at the reports, management. Maybe Dave is looking to give support to Monica and telling her how she could improve on sales training or how she could write a Word document better to a client rather than putting hi client or dear sir or dear madam. So we got extremely busy, surprised to say, where we had a 6-month backlog. And when the traffic come more and more, we was getting to the point where we was turning business saying, well, to maybe a bit of a wait. And when we was all in the same position with our government and the pandemic, it showed how much we rely on technology. And technology fraud is the new epidemic. There's a program on BBC One called Dirty Rotten Scammers, and they were saying that it's gone up by 78 to 98% now since COVID, like the Royal Mail scams, DPD, DHL scams, and they are trying to hit when you're most vulnerable. And I think as a business, when you have people that are working from home or skills that are working from home, you need to keep the children or your members of staff safe by having the correct softwares, the correct policies, and the correct procedure in place. I know, for example, within schools, that there is some softwares that they can put on the schools devices that they would give out to children that it's similar to what they would use at school where they could control, but it's remotely and it's at home and they could see everything that's been done on screens, everything that's been done typing. It's basically in a nutshell they've moved the school from school to home. And I think in such a short time, how the changes have happened, that it shows as a nation what we've done to overcome the pandemic, and it shows that when you work with technology companies or when you work with companies such as ourselves, the value that we can bring to businesses and how quickly we can radically change your business into future-proofing it. For example, with one of the customers, they were looking to move to VMware and moving everything to the cloud, or looking to go with other vendors. That is fantastic. When you're moving something to the cloud, that is okay, you're paying a bit more, but you're lowering your overheads because you're not using your resources as much. And that is fantastic. And then if something ever went wrong, that you'll be guaranteed to say an RTO or recovery time objective. So then I, as an admin, would looking to my admin portal would connect to the virtual machine, for example, over RDP, and we would see that actually at this time there was an issue with, say, O1 server, but because it's on external, we're paying for another company to monitor the services, whereas if it was on our own corporate, that we would be liable for any changes, and this is where warranties come into effect. So as a company, the services that we offer quite vary in a way that we can go from setting up a network to completely moving it to the cloud, to offering services, remote support, solutions. I know that with the webinars that we offer to our partners and customers, that I could be talking all day about every single solution we offer because we offer so much. And this is why I want to do the webinars that customers are asking for and are beneficial. And sometimes I will do the odd webinar and give you updates, like in this video. And it's just to basically say that, look, whatever your requirement is, we can meet it or we can exceed that goal. And we have teams that are in place from setting up a network from scratch, to coming to your site, to assessing what needs to be done, to give you a plan, to build your network, to configuring it to your needs. So it's a burden less on your IT team, because of course they will have other tasks to do whilst we do that for you. And then if anything goes wrong during the initial setup, it's up to us as the partner and the business owner to sort it out for you. And then there's different services that you could get off us, like you could be a traditional reseller for us, so you would just buy the license and the warranty one go, or you could pay as an MSP, get it cheap and pay monthly. And that's the way moving forward, especially like with COVID and everything. But the one thing that you do notice is now the way that the scams are going, like phishing, viruses, ransomware, it's so hard now to tell a real from a fake. And with one of the partners that we've on board, I know I was talking about Simulator previous video, and what it does, they could upload viruses that's like a minute old in a network, not a day's old, minutes. I think this is the best product that we've had to date yet on board, because you know that we only had products that we had value to, and seeing them grow and seeing, oh yeah, like business, oh we're protected, whatever, it's fine. For us to run a report that takes minutes across your entire estate, and it'll say, no you're not, then it shows within seconds that actually there is things that you need to do, because IT is ever changing. And I know that a lot of the customers that we work with, especially like in the banking, it's a lot of security, and you can't obviously take chances right security or any organisation. But I understand with some businesses and some security teams and some, sectors that you are a lot more security wise than others. I mean, a bank may not have remote access, whereas a school will have to have remote access because students have access to work or emails, for example. But it's like today's, when I was younger, it used to be emails on site, on an on-site server, or you access them remotely, whereas now it's Office 365 because you're putting the beds onto an external company like Microsoft. But the thing is, when something external wrong does go, it goes wrong. And then when part of that business gets affected, there's a problem. And this is the thing now where customers are saying, what happens if it does go? And yeah, mistakes do happen, things can happen. Like Microsoft ones, I think it was last year Office 365 went off for a couple of hours because they didn't pay for the DNS renewal. And I think I know it affected Europe quite a lot. And it shows even the bigger companies make small mistakes. But with the systems that we have in place across all of our entity, we can make sure that doesn't happen for you, for your clients, for your business. So going back then to security and the different types, this is why we always say that we take each case on a case-by-case basis, because each company is going to do the same. But security is where you cannot compromise, and this is a case where you would not have too much and too little. And we can understand that, like companies like Salesforce, NISA, and whatever, we'll always say that they're the best. But no security is the best. You will need extra security from on a laptop. You will need added, like machine learning. Machine learning is fantastic because it says what's right and what's wrong. And then that gets added to a database, and the database gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it will make decisions in milliseconds rather than making it in minutes when it first come out. To the point now where when a virus is affected on a machine, you can do a report to run it down to the smallest of details, say actually it was run on this user account, Google Chrome, this date, this time, and then it's trying to affect these files and these files, but actually it stopped here because of this virus update. So there is always some way you can improve on security, because I know a lot of companies will say, oh, we don't want to pay this extra money, but the thing is, when something happens, you'll pay for it. And this is why, especially with Absolute Cyber Safety, we offer a monitoring service. We'll take a lot of the burden out for you so you can focus more on your tasks that you're doing on the day, maybe helping users configuring the network. We have a dedicated team that will sit and just monitor your network. Each piece of traffic that comes through, from 10 users as a small business to 1 million users, we'll monitor. We can check the viruses, checkups, we can run reports if your network's been infected, we can take the relevant steps. If we see something isn't correct, our team will then focus on that one network temporarily, remove it, do a report, tell them what's been done to stop it, what needs to be done in future to maybe prevent that. Maybe your website needs to be added to a blacklist. We understand that there is always going to be a game of cat and mouse with viruses, with hackers, with fraud, with any type of breach, with any network. But this is where a company like ours will take that burden away from you. Other companies can set up sites for you, configure them, and then this is where it tackles in Absolute Cyber Services, where we can do the monitoring for you, the configuration. So we're set up in a way that it goes from company 1 to company 2 and all the way in a circle. So you could be focusing more on the day-to-day tasks, like if you was at school, helping out students. This is why we've gone from 0 to having over 5,000 customers that can range from 100 to 25,000 plus. We have a team of dedicated 15 cybersecurity experts behind us. We work with a company that first started from NASA and the White House. And their company is specialist in cybersecurity because they first started off working at the White House and understanding as a White Hat hacker what was good and what was bad. And when I was watching the program the other day, I think, was it Newcastle upon Tyne police were hiring hackers to work with them to be good. And they're working out, looking at trends and different viruses and different, laser protection and what can be done and how we can stop it. And I know that with like the scams that we get, it's like 1 billion calls were made last year. They were scams. And with this team, we're able to stop, and with our team, we're able to stop and protect your networks. Because as we were explaining before, we want to stop that from happening by 5 or 10 minutes, then that's protecting the victim or a business or a school. And this is why we are specialists in it. We won awards for the services that we offer, for the solutions that we offer, for the support that we offer. And this is why we understand that no need is too big or is too small. So this is why we want to say, come to us. We are industry standard and we know what we're doing. We've got years behind us. We've got many happy partners and customers, and we are growing on a day-by-day basis. Whatever your need or request is, it will be not too big or not too small. Please come to us. We're more than happy to assist you day or night. We have a team of 24/7 cybersecurity experts, sales team, marketing team, whatever needs to be done, just come to us. I will be more than happy to assist you day or night. Know that no request is too big or too small for what you need. When we are doing the webinars in the future coming ones, we're going to focus more on solutions that we may on board, like Simulate. We may do a full demo on that. We may do a product demo or a product feature request, for example. If say Simulate, maybe the reporting tool. Whatever you need, let us know as a business, and I'll get that facilitated for you. You can contact us on the link down below, which will be appearing on YouTube. You can tweet us on live chat, which is available 24/7. If one of the team is available, we would automatically get notified by an email. Just drop us your details. I will contact you back as soon as possible. But as long as you leave a description of what you need, we can get the ball rolling straight away. And please leave a contact number so we can contact you sooner to meet your request. Thank you for watching these webinars, and I hope that these future webinars are going to do about the products, the services that we offer, product features, product updates, partners that we work with, use cases, case studies. We all hope that you find this beneficial, and maybe some companies may actually, this solution is fantastic, let's get a webinar. It brings new traffic in new ways. Maybe a need that's in the educational sector, maybe it's in the public sector. Hence why solutions are cross-platform. But for example, there may be a corporate version, an educational version, like the NetSport DNA, which was explained in the previous video. The needs are different, but the goal is the same: safety, security, protection. And that is why Absolute Cyber Services is a market leader in stopping tomorrow's threats today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. This will be a 2-minute outro video, which will be giving a bit more information. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. If you need to contact us for further information, you can reach us on the website that's going to be in the description. You can also contact us on our live chat service. You can contact us on the YouTube comments. We'll be more than happy to assist you. You can reach us at acs@cyberservices.com, and the contact numbers are +44 for international dial, and that would be 1704 893 447. You can also reach me on my mobile at 07494 027783. If you need to contact us on any further information about that, webinars or demos, please let us know, and I and one of the team would be very happy to assist you. Thank you. But please note that when you are coming to us with regard to an educational request, please also send in some form of identification, or if you are a member of staff, say the IT administrator, please send in a letter from the head teacher with a manual signature so that we can apply an educational discount. But please be aware that you may have to buy so many licenses in order to get a discount. Thank you and bye bye.